We've attached the waistband onto the skirt waist. So do you remember we had it, we tucked our zip guard in and we laid the waistband down and we wanted to sew around the top edge of the skirt. We then graded away the seam allowance of the waistband and we snipped into the stitching. See better on the reverse. Snipped into that stitching just regularly all the way around the top of the skirt. What we want to do now is edge stitch, which is a form of top stitching. We're going to stitch on the edge of the facing, which is the waistband of the skirt. So I'm approaching it. Here's my zip and there's the waistband pulled up. When you look, you can see you've got your seam allowance here. What you want to do is make sure that seam allowance sits up towards the waistband, place it to the machine. We want to start about 5 centimeters in, so not here. We're going to start sewing about here and we're going to sew around the top edge of the skirt on the waistband. So we'll take that under the foot of the machine, making sure, so I'm about 5 centimeters in from the end, making sure when you sew you are smoothing the seam allowance up onto the waistband where the fusible is. So you want to use a nice big stitch. It's an edge stitch. Just watch me where my needle is. And you could back tack, you don't have to back tack, maybe just 1 or 2 stitches would be plenty. And then you're working your way around, and can you see I am sewing here, not on the skirt. We don't want to see any stitching on the skirt. I'm sewing on the waistband. I'll just pivot that around so you can see the edge of the, there we go. You can see better the edge of the waistband there. Just going to try and secure that camera. There we go. Right, so I'm going to continue sewing. All the time I'm just checking. All the time I'm just checking that I'm smoothing that seam allowance up onto, and you would sew all the way around the top of your skirt on the waistband facing. What you're doing is you're catching that seam allowance onto the waistband, and this will make sure it sits nicely down onto the inside of the garment. So I'm going all the way around, taking my time, and I will show you in a second the result. You can see if I pull this bit forward to let you see where I've stitched, can you see I am stitching. I think you can see here you've got the stitching line, you've got the fold or the line where the waistband joins the skirt, and we're stitching maybe 1 to 2, maybe 3 millimeters max away from that edge, that seam edge. On this side here is the waistband. Go all the way around, and remember we started 5 centimeters in and we want to make sure we finish equally 5 centimeters in. So I'm going to stop about there. And there we have the edge stitch of the waistband, and what that does is then helps when we put the waistband down inside the skirt. It's a faced waistband, which means it's facing the top. We're not going to see it. We have a lovely clean edge around the top of the skirt.